Hey guys, this is Chris with Financial Fitness, and this is my buddy Chris. And we're just like-minded people that love good news and good news stories, and they're everywhere. And this one's really interesting to me, and I'm going to let him kind of cap it for me. Go ahead.
So, interesting headline was CVS. CVS is closing 900 stores. So I'm going to read off of CNBC. It says CVS to close 900 stores over the next 3 years as it shifts to digital strategy. And before we get into analyzing just the headline, let's go over the 3 important bullet points. 1, CVS is closing 900 stores over the next 3 years. 2, the drugstore chain said it will focus more of its efforts on digital growth and turning its stores into healthcare destinations, which is curious. And then 3, store closures will start in spring 2022. So let's start first, Chris, with the headline. As it shifts to digital strategy. So they're already painting a narrative. What do you read there?
We got to think through it a little bit. What is a digital strategy? And it kind of makes me think of, and I'm positive that I'm pretty sure this is coming. I don't know if it's this year, next year, but pretty quick. As we go into the deflationary things where people don't work much, you know, I don't know if you've ever read the book "The Price of Tomorrow" by Jeff. I'll think of him in a minute, but it talks about how these technical drones delivering things, like that's what I think is going to happen. No cashiers at the cash registers. Those are all deflationary things. And I think they're probably going to have drones that come to your house, analyze your face, make sure it's you, and hand you your prescription. That's where my mind goes when I think of the far side of digital strategy. What do you think?
So when I heard that, I was just thinking, okay, they're going to put in more emphasis on their mobile app, more emphasis on their website. But I like continuing along with that, like digital can mean anything. So going to digital could very well mean what you're talking about. But I think we should, this article is a very curious one, and I don't think it's as neutral as the article places it, because a lot of times we can say things that there may be one aspect to it that's true, but there's also other reasons. So that one truth is a cover for some of the other reasons. And I think one of them that's relevant right now is looting is happening in retail stores. So what do you think about the looting angle? Could this be a reason that they're shuttering some stores?
I would shift to a digital strategy if I thought my brick and mortar store. So if we're moving from brick and mortar to digital, that would eliminate looting.
Yeah, and the looting's going on, and this is affecting these major corporations, because this isn't just incidental theft. This is actual. These stores are being damaged, and they're taking out tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise, and the looters are they've been having a field day, especially in California. So that's one reason why it's a good reason to contract out of the physical retail. Another reason is that we're going to see. We're going to have a problematic economy. Right now, we're entering in a deflationary period, even though the currency has been inflated. We've got deflation going on right now. So people are going to be spending less, right? What do you think about the economy angle there?
Yeah, we're definitely having deflationary pressures as the currency is inflating. And these looting things you're talking about, San Francisco, the Walgreens in San Francisco, they're getting out of Dodge.
Yeah.
They shut down. They can't handle this. Businesses are still struggling a little bit from the you-know-what. And now they're getting gutted. They're completely ransacked. 50 to 80 people in a flash mob will show up and loot the stores. And I think this is going to get a lot worse. I think these other people that are willing to do that are like, we didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Let's go loot something. Nobody's going to stop us. Nobody's going to take us to jail. I feel sorry for the cops that are still over there.
I think we're going to see, I think this is just the start. I think what will end up happening is CVS will end up closing more stores. Oh, and then before we filmed, we found out that there was 42 stores closed in 2019. So this could easily just be a progression towards closing more and more stores, which makes perfect sense. Right now, we're going to see a lot of contracting out of the physical retail locations for any number of reasons. But the reason why we wanted to make this video is because when you see a headline like this, there's usually a lot more to it, and it's not the narrative. The narrative may be partially true, but there's other parts to it right? That we don't always
Absolutely.
that don't show up in there.
They're going to say things that make them look good. Whatever they say is only going to make them look good. They're not going to tell you, hey, we're planning on shutting everything down because everything's falling apart. They're not going to say that.
They're not going to say facial recognition drones. They're not going to come out with everything all at once, right?
Yeah. So they're reducing their risk, just like I am in my rental properties. I'm scaling out, bracing for impact, and then, we're just getting in an environment that's so different. It's going to be so different. The next 10 years is going to look nothing like the last 10. So we're trying to come up and bring to light these small stories that are going to get more and more. The wise do in the beginning, what the fools do in the end. And I think CVS is a little early in a good way. They're scaling back and getting ready, as we kind of all should be. And I'm going to tell you, we just got back from town, and the only shortage that I saw was a shortage of parking spots. So y'all have an awesome day. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.